When I have time, I travel. And unless something is, really, really wrong, I guess, I don't really share it. But now it's 3:49 and 45 seconds in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, and I think this is worth sharing. Um, I don't even know how to say it. I guess, put simply, I've had quite an interesting set of experiences here, and I would think after China, this is the worst country that I've ever gone to. And this is quite an amazing achievement because I've only been here about 4 days, and I lived in China for 7 years. But there you are. Um, I guess I must have had some inkling of something about to go down when I was in Kazakhstan, Almaty, which, by the way, I feel is a pretty nice place. And I was getting on the bus, and I have a bike, of course, and my wife has a bike, and we wanted to take them on the bus. And the bus driver said, "Okay, well, you have your tickets. That's 10,000 tenge each. And okay, let's do the bikes. 10,000 tenge each. That's 20,000 tenge for the bikes." Now, you can check how much 20,000 tenge is, but it's not a low amount. And it's just kind of incredible that he would be charging this, because you're not actually creating a difficulty for him. He's got space in the baggage compartment, but he's he's giving you this kind of price. And we tried to talk to him, and he said, "Okay, well, how about 15,000 tenge?" Okay, 15,000 tenge. And that's still a large amount. So my wife tried to talk to him, and I was going to find some station people, and then I found a controller, and then the controller found the station leader there at the Almaty bus station, which is called Sayran. And finally we got 8,000 tenge, which is still some, quite a sum. But I mean, what kind of person is quoting 20,000 tenge for bikes? It's it's just the beginning of something really, really, I don't know, maybe about to go down in Tashkent or Uzbekistan or something. It's just, I can't describe it. And there's no, it's not like there's a rule about, okay, oversized luggage is this or that. No, it's just, whatever you want, whatever the bus driver wants, not whatever you, the customer, want. And then we came here. Okay, fine, we came here. Did we have a nice time here? Well, nice time is relative. Same kind of thing with the money. We go to a restaurant. Okay, well, here's an example. And my wife ordered some kebab, the skewers, meat skewers. And we said, okay, well, it's this price. I said, we want the 22,000 sum price. And then we got something given to us, a portion. And the portion was, given with the portion and also some salad. And what can I say about this? And we also got some samsas with chicken, but actually those, we didn't order. That was some other stuff, and right. And then later it comes time to pay, and we say, okay, well, the kebab is this kind of price. Oh no, the kebab is not this kind of price. Oh, you have this large portion. Okay, we didn't order a larger portion, right? And oh, the salad is not free, you know? Okay, well, again, why are you giving us things that we didn't order, together with the things that we ordered, if they're not free? Actually, my wife also got a half portion of pilaf, and the full portion is 30,000 sum, and well, half portion, I mean, it's a half, 15,000. No, 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 it's not 15,000. It's 20,000, and the service fee was supposed to be 3,000 sum, but actually 10% of the receipt, and it's this kind of thing. I don't know. There's something going on with the money, um, and 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 the most amazing part of all of that, I mean, again, you're giving people something they didn't order, in the, I guess, in the hope that they will eat it, and then you will say, oh, actually, I told her, well, the salad, we didn't order it. Oh, but you ate it. But you ate it. Well, what kind of attitude is that? And the woman told me something which was very incredible as well, which was, she said, "У нас в стране обмана нет," which means in our country we don't have trickery. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Depends on your definition of trickery, I guess. I mean, this kind of behavior, you know, giving people things they didn't order, or giving people a larger portion, or changing the price of a half portion, or changing the service fee, it's awful. Okay, it's not, whatever, you know. You don't want to call it trickery. Okay, don't call it trickery. But it's not the way things are supposed to be done. Anyway, I refuse to pay for the salad. The other stuff, I'm just like, okay, fine, fine, fine. And it just goes on and on and on and on with this stuff. Even basic things can be surprisingly difficult. We went to see a game a couple of days ago, a kind of a Asian Champions League qualifier. That was the top club here in Tashkent, called Pakhtakor, versus a club from Jordan called Al Hussein. And we were looking for the bathroom. This is a very normal thing to do. You go to a stadium and you're looking for the bathroom. Okay, well, not here in Uzbekistan, or not here in Tashkent. The police, we asked some police, because there are many police at the stadium. Well, there were. And they said, oh, go there. Okay, well, we went there, and there were more police. Oh, how about the bathroom? Oh, go there. And then we went, and there were more police. And oh, go there. And then we went, and there were more police. And they said, oh, go there. And none of them know. None of them know, but they just tell you to go somewhere. And I said to them, at this rate, we'll be going to Kazakhstan for the bathroom. Just what kind of attitude is this? You just tell people to go wherever until just it's like it's not my problem, right? It's not my problem, whatever. Finally, after some searching, we found a bathroom. A guy helped us, and when we told him the story, and he told us. He said about the policeman. He said, "Они ничего никогда не знали и не знают," which means they never knew anything, and they don't know. But just everything must be difficult, mustn't it? And I don't want to go on about some less important things, like you stay at hostels and people the workers, they just spend the day looking at their phones, resting, not cleaning, stuff like this. This is tiny stuff. Or even about in this city, the road design in Tashkent, a lot of like up and down, going under the road, going over the road, which is quite terrible for biking. And there are also fences, like you can't cross this way, you can't cross this way. This is small stuff. The money stuff and the lack of responsibility are two, I think, major elements. And this ends up being combined into, well, the time now 3:59, the reason why I'm here, which is a kind of specially designed hell, I guess, which is hotel registration. I just think about this, and I'm a little bit speechless, because it's beyond awful. Actually, China has a pretty terrible registration system, where the hotels actually must register you within 24 hours, but many hotels, they don't know how to do things, or they just think it's too much bother, so they refuse you. But in that case, you can call the police, and you can get it sorted. Or maybe the police don't know, you can fight with the police, and maybe get more police, and eventually you can get things sorted. That's okay, because it's ultimately a point of law, and even though the hotels don't really have a financial incentive to process you when the residents, the citizens of China will have their card called a schampanzhen, and scanning the card is easy, but filling things out for a passport is very difficult. No financial incentive. Here in Uzbekistan, you have a kind of a higher level of nonsense, which is they have a tax for tourists. So for every day, you need to pay a tourist tax after 3 days or so. And okay, you stay at a hostel or you stay at a hotel, they register you, they pay the tax. Okay, no problem, fine. But what happens if you want to camp? Like, I have a tent and some other stuff. What happens if you want to camp? Well, that's easy. If you look at the official guidance, it says you can actually be an independent tourist. So you can go to a hostel, hotel, whatever, get registered, and you can camp somewhere, it's fine, no problem. Okay, the official guidance is fine. The reality is this: what is the financial incentive exactly of a hotel or a hostel in registering you? It's like the China thing again. There isn't any, really. I think the registration system maybe is simpler, but still, they're not making a huge amount of money, so why should they bother? And today, about 6 hours ago now, I tried to get myself registered so I could camp. I could bike a little bit outside the city, and I could camp. Well, I got refused. Okay, well, yeah, I got refused, and maybe bad luck with a hostel. Fine. I'm already paying money, not even to live there. Come on, can this be done? No. Okay, then I went to the police, and the police said, well, if you go to the center of the city, you can find hotels, hostels. They know how to do it. They can do it for you. Yeah, good, yeah, nice. This is, it's something they can say, and maybe they believe it to be true, maybe they don't believe it to be true, but in any case, it kind of removes the problem from their side, right? They no longer have to be concerned with it. About the tent and camping stuff, they just said, yeah, just find some piece of grass or whatever, it doesn't bother anyone, just put it there. So from a camping law perspective, whatever, at least according to those police. Whether other police would agree is another point. But from the registration perspective, okay, fine. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go to another hostel. Yeah. Oh, oh. Also rejected. They also refused to register me. Okay, so I'm gonna go to a hotel. Yeah, I'm gonna go to a hotel. Fine. Oh, no, they also refused to register me. Oh, I'm gonna go to maybe a hostel that I know, that I spoke with before, and they said, yeah, we can do it. Oh, but they changed workers, in 3 days, and now they just refuse to do it, and it just goes on and on and on and on. It seems to me that there's a in this case, it's not like I can call the police and I can say, hey, these guys, they don't want to register me. But at the same time, as far as I know, according to some laws, if I'm not registered, then I may get fined maybe $100 or more, or something like that, upon leaving the country. Again, so I may get fined for example, like literally right now, for making this video. Well, I'm not registered, right? I may get fined for not being registered, but I also don't have the means to register myself, because this is something that's supposed to be managed by the hotels or the hostels. There is an electronic system, and the electronic system requires an Uzbekistan phone number and some other stuff, and it's I don't know how to describe it. It's like when you've spent 6 hours going to this hostel, hotel, and getting rejected about being registered. 6 hours. Okay. Again, you don't even sleep. You just spend 6 hours, and you still don't have success. And even if you have success, the only success that you have is giving the government money for just existing in the country as a tourist. It's I just can't this be easier? Can't the people actually care about something other than money here? You know, it's entirely possible. I just have a run of bad luck with how can I call them, scammers. Just or and maybe just some people who don't want to follow the law. Well, it's possible, but 6 hours, at least with this stuff, I'm really wondering. It's also possible that the laws actually are not made well, that the police are not responsible, and that many of the people, they just care about money, or actually they would be very willing to scam you. They will not call it scamming, but they will call it something else. So this is kind of my impression about the situation here, and I really can't stress how much I would not want to spend any time in Uzbekistan. Again, maybe it's just this city, maybe it's just these people, but the overall effect is awful. Can it be worse? Maybe they'll find a way.